My granddad was diagnosed with bowel cancer, and sadly it spread to his liver, and Ashgate Hospice looked after him in his final 3 weeks. And I can honestly say that without the hospice, we wouldn't have been able to cope with those 3 weeks, because they were the hardest time of our lives. With the news of his bowel cancer, Grandad had his highs and his lows, where he'd think, yeah, I'll get through this, but then other days he'd be really down and he'd be struggling with it, and we'd go round and he used to smile by the end of our visits. But obviously that was never enough, because it was such a devastating news for all of us, because one of the people that mean so much to you, knowing that you're going to lose them, is one of the hardest things that can ever happen to you in your life. The first night that we stayed at the hospice, we were obviously all really worried. I'd left school early to come to the hospice, knowing that obviously Grandad had gone downhill. And the one thing that will always stick out in my mind is the way that the nurses really looked after me, because I thought, oh, it'll just be like a hospital at the hospice, but it's not, because I remember coming here and them being, are you okay? And looking at me not just as a visitor but actually as a family member. And that night we didn't know where to sleep or whatever, and the nurses brought us pillows, and they brought my sister a bed because she was pregnant at the time, and just that care for us, not just the patient, and the fact that they took time out of what they were doing to look after the whole family rather than just my granddad, made it really special, not only for me and the rest of the family, but I know that Grandad, seeing that we were being looked after as well, took a burden off him, because he knew that it was as a family unit, and we were all together and we were all safe and we were all comfortable, which is something that I'll always remember, the care, and I'm so grateful for it, because without that, I don't really know what we would have done, because we'd have just sort of not known where to go or what to do, and would have been scared and would have been really tired and not knowing what to do with ourselves. But that moment really made us feel at home from the start. I'd quite often come to visit Grandad after school, so I'd finish school, come to the hospice, I'd have my tea here, I'd do all my homework here, and that just made it feel like home, because I could do that. I could eat here and I could do my homework here while visiting Grandad and spending time with the family. And the hospice really allowed us to stay close as a family, because we could all walk around in our socks and just feel so comfortable knowing that nobody was here to judge us. So if we broke down one day and cried, everybody here would comfort us and look after us, and at the same time everybody would make us smile. I tried to stay strong, but I was 13 and I was really scared, because my granddad was dying, and that's a big thing in somebody's life. But the nurses always made sure I was okay. Like, even just walking down the ward, they'd be like, "You all right, Amy? How are you doing?" And that made such a difference to each and every one of us, knowing that we'd got somebody to watch our backs and make sure that we're okay, rather than us just always making sure each other's okay. And it helped us to stay together and stay smiling.